Hello in the next episode. In today's video I'm going to repair PlayStation 5 which came in for no power repair. Can I fix it? We will see. So let's start the repair. Today's video is sponsored by PCBWay. It doesn't matter if you just started the journey with electronics or you are an experienced designer, but if you'd like to create some project, PCBWay will get you covered. So you can design your own PCB board in just few clicks. You can even upload your project and you will get a manual review by a professional team. Also, PCBWay can assemble PCB for you and they source the components if needed. Wait a second, PCBWay just announced their 6th project design contest. You just need to create electronic or mechanical design. If you love to create electronic projects that are useful in our life or mechanical projects, this contest is for you. You can win $1,500 in cash plus $200 in coupon. Betonible open source robotic cut. This is for the first place. Second prize is $1,000 cash plus $100 coupon plus Raspberry Pi. And the third prize is $500 cash plus $50 coupon plus Arduino Uno R4 Wi-Fi. And more details in the link in the description. So now let's get back to our repair. Okay, so this console came in from one of the repair shop which we cooperate with for the no power repair. First, what I'm going to do is I'm going just to plug the power cable. Alright, so this is the power cable. I'm going just to plug it in. So let's try to power this on. As you can see, when I'm pressing the power button, it doesn't work at all. No beeps. Same is with the eject button because this console was the disc version and we've got no power at all. So let's set up our multimeter in the DC mode. Alright, so the multimeter is in the DC mode right now. So let's measure the voltages. So black probe on the ground as usual. The main area it's here. And we've got 12 volts here. So now I'm looking for 3.3 volts and 5 volts. So the best way to find 3.3 volts is to measure here because this is the Wi-Fi chip and it's powered by 3.3 volts. So as you can see, nothing. We should have those 3 points, they should have 3.3 volts. But we have nothing here. Alright, so let's check if we've got 5 volts. 5 volts is usually here. And as you can see, this is 0.12. And this is not a good sign. That means we've got 5 volts, shorted to ground. Alright, so we haven't got 3.3 volts, we haven't got 5 volts. Let's check somewhere else. Maybe we should have here 5 volts. Nope, there's no 5 volts. So I cannot see 5 volts. Alright, so that means our power supply is, works fine. No issues at all. The only problem is with the motherboard. For some reasons we haven't got 3.3 and 5 volts. And this weird reading on the multimeter, that's 0.12. That means something wrong with the 5 volts. But what can be wrong? Alright, so let's disassemble this. I hope this is not a Soldering IC issue. Maybe something else, but we will see. So if we cannot see 5 volts and 3.3 volts, we need to check the fuses first. So this motherboard is out. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to go under the microscope and check all the fuses first. So now I need to set up my multimeter for the beep mode, continuity mode. So let's check the fuses. So first fuse, it doesn't like a fuse, but it's a 0 ohm resistor. Alright, so let's find another fuse. We've got 2 fuses here, but they are from the disk drive, so they should be okay. And they are okay. One more fuse is here. And it's okay. Another fuse is here. So let's check this. Okay. Another fuse is here. It's good. Another one is here. You know, it looks like all fuses are okay. One more is here. Okay. And the same. Right, so let's check on the other side. On the other side, got one here. This is like 5 volts rail. And it's good. It's not blown. All right, so there is no more fuses on this motherboard. So I said that, you know, this reading, remember when I was checking the voltage here, supposed to be 5 volts, but we had reading 0.12, something like this. So let's check. Let's put black probe on the ground and red probe on this fuse, and let's check if this circuit is not shorted to ground. So, and yes, I knew it. I could see straight away from the reading because it was a weird reading. I'm just curious why this fuse is still okay. What could cause the problem? Okay. So this circuit is shorted to ground. And let's check this guy. So black probe on the ground, the same here. This reading is actually good. This is 5 volts probably. Oh, this is not shorted to ground. This is ground. And this is not ground. So probably here is 5 volts rail, I'm not sure. And we've got short. All right, so let me check. Also 3.3 volts. 3.3 volts, it doesn't look, it's shorted. I think it's because it's got missing 5 volts. Because of that, we don't have 3.3 volts because of the 5 volts. All right, let's flip this board over. One more thing I need to check because I need to make sure this is not a solder bridge IC. This is, you know, like you see, this is the LAN socket. And behind this, it's got that chip. If the solder bridge is faulty, it's broken. If we test these legs one by one, we should hear, you know, beeps if it's grounded. If it's grounded, that means our solder bridge is no good. All right, so black probe on the ground. Let's try with the first one. Yes. All right, so hopefully the solder bridge is not faulty because I don't have any at the moment. They are on the way. Okay, let's check this transmitter. You know, this is the HDMI IC. Let's check the caps around if we have any short. That diode. All right, here, you know, the HDMI chip looks okay. I can't see any short around it. I think this is the 5 volt circuit. So I'm going to put black probe on the ground and red probe on the coil. And I think this is our 5 volts circuit. It's shorted somewhere, I don't know where, but the readings are no good at all. All right, so we've got a problem with the 5 volts, not with 3.3 volts, the 5 volts. So let me check here. Black probe on the ground. This is good. So I'm going to repeat this on every single circuit here when the fuse is. So we got fuse here. There is no short to ground. We got also fuse here. And the same, it's not shorted to ground. Another circuit, and this one is shorted to ground. So probably this is the 5 volts, the same. Another 5 volts. Let's check here. Okay, so all fuses are good, but we've got some shorted components to ground. All right, so to find it, the normal method is almost impossible. So what I'm going to use, my thermal camera actually, and we will see if we can find the problem. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going just to connect the ground. Okay, the ground is connected, and I'm going to inject 3.2 volts, about 3 amps here. This is the place where we found the short first time. Let me check it one more time. Black probe on the ground here. This is the short, and I'm going to hold the thermal camera. This is my pointer just in case. All right, so 3, 2, 1. Okay, it's taking 3 amps. You can see all the reflection from the motherboard. Can we see something? Tell me this is not the Soldering IC. And yes, I pointed on it, and this is not the Soldering IC. Whoa, something is getting hot. With my bench power supply, the fan. You know what? It looks like this area. So I'm going just to point this like this. It will help me to determine which component is faulty. Whoa, it looks like this cup, We have no other points, just this one. Alright, so I'm not going to look for another point, because this one is the most important for me. The problem is this capacitor. So what I'm going to do, I'm going just to remove this cap and see what will happen. But as you can see, this area, this is the voltage regulator for the USB ports. This is for one, another one is here. They provide 5 volts, and the cap here is no good. Alright, so hot air, and let's remove this cap. So I'm going to set up my multimeter in the beep mode. I'm going to check if this cap is no good. And yes, look at the meter. Oh, let's check here if we've got still short. And the short is gone. Was it just this cap? It's hard to believe, Alright, so let's check the place when we injected, the voltage. And now it's okay. It's no more shorted to ground. Wow. I'm in shock, actually. I think, the latest consoles, they are made, I don't know, with the cheapest components ever. I've never seen, any console that has got so many problems with the capacitors. And this is the PlayStation 5. I prefer PlayStation than Xbox because, it's more fixable. We can fix more things than in Xbox. But the problem is, the quality of the components. Like I said, I've never seen any console that they've got very weak capacitors like in this case. Alright, so here we had a problem. We had the short. The short, there's no more short. Let's check on the other rails. I think here was the problem, the same. No, the short's gone. Okay, right. So what I'm going to do, because, normally we could leave this cap off and the system should work. But, I've got my donor boards. I've got everything. So I can put the cap back on this just in case. Let's add low melt solder. Alright, so this is my donor board. Let's measure this cap first. This cap is not shorted to ground, so it's okay. Let's remove it. Alright, so hot air, 470 degrees. Okay, let's clean this. Alright, so now I'm going to measure it one more time. Got a short? No. Okay, it's time to put it back together and see if it works or not. So I'm going just to quickly connect all the ribbon tapes and the clamp. Alright, I'm going just to plug the power cable. Okay, multimeter in the DC mode. First I'm going to measure some of the areas. Alright, I don't know what's happened to this camera in the corner. Let's check together the voltages. So the black probe on the ground. First, what I'm interested in is here. We should have 5 volts here, and we've got it. We've got 5 volts, so 5 volts rail is back. Alright, let's check 3.3 volts. And yes. Alright, so let's check here. Okay, here we cannot see any voltages until we turn the console on. Let's check here. 12 volts here. We've got 5 volts here. Okay, let's try to power this on so we can see the light here. What I'm going to do now, I'm going just to press the power button. 3, 2, 1. And yes, we've got a light. And yes, we've got white light actually at the moment, so it's a very good sign for me. So now it's reset again. And now we should hear 3 beeps. Yes, 3 beeps. Alright, so I'm going just to turn this off. I'm going to try on my Teddy. And then I will assemble it back and send it back to my customer. Alright, so this is our PS5 and I'm going just to plug it into the Teddy and see what happens. And we've got PlayStation logo. Okay, so the console has been fixed and it was just one tiny small capacitor. As I said, I've never seen the console that, the caps are so weak like in the PlayStation 5. The most of the power issues that are caused by the caps, soul bridge, and the HDMI retimer IC. So this is the most common problems with the PlayStation 5, and this is because of the low quality product here. Because they keep the same prices for all over the years. For PlayStation 4, you had to pay 500 quid. So you've got PlayStation 5, which is much faster and better than PlayStation 4, but it has been built with the lowest quality components. Okay, I hope you enjoyed all this video. Please like and subscribe, and see you next time.